And welcome to Houston Newsmakers. Actually, we're talking with Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo. We've been talking about the gun issue that's been prevalent, that's certainly on the front of everyone's minds here. City of Houston had a rough weekend as well.
Yeah.
A number of people shot and killed.
Yeah.
What's your concern about that? I know that you were quoted as saying you hope it's an aberration, it's not something, or anomaly that really is not going to happen going forward here. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, we've got three things that are going on, or four things in our city. One, in state and country, you know, we have a proliferation of firearms that it's easy for people to get, including people that have no business at them. Then you add mental health and addiction and alcohol. And you add a time in our society's history where people are all carrying guns that shouldn't. They get in an argument, cousins, brothers, and next thing you know, they take out a gun, and instead of punching your brother, you're mad, which you shouldn't do either.
Right.
You shoot them. And so the reason that it's important to highlight that weekend is that although we focus on the mass shootings, we've got people dying every year, over 30,000 a year. And there's a lot that can be done that's not being done. And so that's why I think it was important to highlight it.
Do you consider your stances on these things problematic from the standpoint of a police chief who's an appointed position? We talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
But you don't take any prisoners. You get out there and you say what you got to say, and you say let the chips fall where they may.
No.
Politically appointed positions sometimes can be tenuous because of that.
Yeah, but you know what? I vetted Mayor Turner as much as he vetted me, and I made sure this is my life's work, and that's one of the conversations I had with him. Mayor, you've got a lot of things on your plate. Law enforcement, public safety, and security should not be one of them. That is truly what I've dedicated my life to, out of a sense of patriotism, of giving back to this great nation that gave me and my family freedom. And so I also know that I came to work for a mayor that's willing to put himself at risk. I mean, think about the positions he's taken. Pension reform that was not popular, the way he's balanced budgets that he had made those cuts, and then you talk, you know, Prop B, that's the big thing. It's you know, everybody loves firefighters, but he's just a guy that's got the courage and gives me the freedom to use my intellect and my professional judgment based on over 30 years of policing, and that makes it a lot easier.
You think you can change the dialogue as it relates to gun control and the kinds of things that should be talked about as far as balancing the Second Amendment rights with all the other?
Yeah, and it is changing. It's slowly but surely changing. I mean, look, when you start having a as more and more of these things happen, more and more people with the power and the voice to make change are going to start speaking out. We start with a Republican a congressional Republican out of Dayton, whose daughter's across the street, who came to the realization this is real. This guy's a guy with an A rating from the NRA, that there isn't a gun safety law that they would promote. He's come out. The governor of Ohio has come out. The governor of Arizona is starting to talk about these issues, because I believe in the overall goodness of the American people. I believe that you've got to believe in them, and I believe that at some point people will put themselves at risk and do the right thing rather than the politically expedient thing. And so I'm going to continue to speak out. You know, I keep getting really disappointed in John Cornyn, who I consider a friend. When I don't know what's happened to guys like that, what's happening with him, but all of a sudden he's tweeting about, you know, I don't know what we can do about this. Well, you know, Mr. John, my son, who's a 5th grader, now going to the 6th this year, I saw his quiz, and question number 1 on a math quiz, he put, I don't know. I don't know the answer. And I found it in his book, in his backpack, and I called him and I said, Jake, next time I don't want you to lie. If that's what your answer, I want you to say, I don't care to know. Because did you ask the teacher to help you? Did you do some work to find help? And he didn't. And trust me, he never did that again. Well, I expect that from a 5th grader. I don't expect that from the Senate Majority Leader, the leader of the Senate. I don't expect it from Mr. McConnell in the Senate, because the police chiefs have had a position paper, the Major State Chiefs Association. So if you want the answer to the riddle on how to start addressing this issue, Senator, then start asking the subject matter experts and stop spewing the speaking points of the NRA. You're here to lead. That's what Texans want. That's what we need. Too much blood's in the street, and we need political courage starting here in Texas. If we lead the way, it can happen.
Chief Acevedo, it's always good to have you here. Thank you, sir. Come back and see me anytime.
I will. Thanks for your work.
Next time, I'll remember to bring you the cafe con leche that I promised last
Oh my God, listen to that. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
brother.
Chief.
Thank you. Have a great week. All right. God bless you.